Hello everyone, I'm coming out of the shadows and we're going to be heading back to the 80s one more time with my 1980s soundtrack video part 2 to check out some soundtracks of movies that I have not seen from the 1980s. So stick around and we will see you on the flip side. Hello everyone, Daryl the Northern Vinyl Guy coming at you with another video, and it has been, oh man, I'd like to say 2 or 3 weeks since I did my last one. And yeah, so in one of my previous videos, which was 1980 soundtracks that I have seen the movies of, I had mentioned that there is a slew of 1980s videos and movies that I have not seen. Don't get on my case about this one. Some of these are some big known films with big known actors and actresses from the 80s, but I'm just not that big of a movie buff, but I do like movie soundtracks, and some of these have some classic hits from the 1980s. So without further ado, we are going to get started here. These are in alphabetical order, and I think I've got 7 here to show, and then in the next one I will be doing 7 or 8 more to finish off my 80s soundtracks. This one here is a barn burner. I still can't believe that I haven't seen this movie. I've really got to check those out. Got some famous songs, of course, a very famous actor, and that is Eddie Murphy and Beverly Hills Cop. Don't click the back button just yet. No, I have not seen Beverly Hills Cop. I heard it's a really good movie, action-packed, a little bit of comedy and a little bit of humor. But the big thing for me are the songs, the hits that are on this particular soundtrack. And recollection hits me here. There are 3 big tracks that are on this one. So the Pointer Sisters and Neutron Dance would be one of those to finish off side 1. And then, of course, we have Axel F., the Harold Faltermeyer theme song for this particular movie. And then Glenn Frey's The Heat Is On, classic tracks from the 1980s. And I think Shalimar might be on this one. Yeah, Shalimar is also on here. Patti LaBelle, The System, and more. But those are the 3 big ones from that. What are your thoughts on that movie? Let me know in the comment section down below. I feel shamed that I haven't yet watched that one. But hey, there's more, and some other doozies that you that y'all probably have seen. Up next, we are going to be looking at a Robert Blake and Diane Cannon film, Coast to Coast. I believe this is from 1980. And I was reading about this one. I wasn't too familiar with this particular movie, but she escapes, I believe it was a mental asylum, and he's a down on his luck truck driver, and they meet and they go coast to coast across the nation. I don't know if they find love or whatever it is. But the majority of songs that are on here, and there you go, you can see the old Robert Blake, Diane Cannon. But a lot of these are country songs, obviously, because he's a truck driver. It's going to have that. So you're going to be having like Johnny Lee is on here, Rita Coolidge, of course, some yacht rock with Ambrosia. Who else is on here? T.G. Shepherd with the theme song, and Bonnie Raitt, the classic Bonnie Raitt. So mainly country tracks, but it's a pretty good soundtrack. Coast to Coast, if you've seen it, let me know your thoughts on that movie. Now, here's a big one. I might have seen this when I was a kid, but I really don't recall. And, of course, there you go. Tom Cruise and Cocktail. And, of course, this one has the big hit, Kokomo, that is on it. But I think that the soundtrack itself for this is actually really good. Wild again. I always like Starship, but of course this has Robbie Neville. It's got Don't Worry, Be Happy, Bobby McFerrin, John Cougar Mellencamp, and Rave On, which is a pretty cool track. Tutti Frutti by Little Richard, and the Georgia Satellites doing the Hippie Hippie Shake. Of course, it's a bartender film. I was reading about it. Looks like something that would be up my alley. I know that not everyone is into Kokomo, and is the iteration, of course, of the Beach Boys that not everybody likes, with Mike Love and all that. But of course, Kokomo being their only #1 hit, I do believe, if I recall. So there you go. I don't know what it is. I haven't watched Tom Cruise's Cocktail. If I did, I was young and I don't remember it. Up next, Brooke Shields and the Endless Love soundtrack. Of course, it's exactly what it's going to be. I believe this is based on a novel of the same name. And this particular soundtrack is known for the classic hit, Endless Love. Of course, Diana Ross and Lionel Richie. This particular sleeve is way too tight for me to take this out of. I'm going to have to change sleeves one of these days. But yeah, what I'm reading, truly sappy 1980s love movie. And I guess I'll leave it at that. I've never seen it. And yeah, let me know your thoughts on that one down below. Here we go. Now, I have seen Dirty Dancing. I do believe that I mentioned that in the last video, but one of the dance movies that I have not seen from the 1980s is the classic Flashdance, of course, featuring the song Flashdance, What a Feeling by Irene Cara. Can never remember how to pronounce her name. Of course, this stars Ms. Beals. But it's got Flashdance, What a Feeling, Laura Brannon's Imagination. Giorgio Moroder is on here. He kind of composed some of the score for this. And of course, Michael Sembello's Flashdance, which I do have on Michael Sembello's album. So yeah, I'd like to see this one. Seems like one of those movies very similar to Dirty Dancing and stuff like that. I might have to sit down with the wife and put that one on. So I know that one is a big one. Lots of people seem to like that movie. So there we go. Shamefully, like I said, haven't seen that one. And we've got 2 more to go here. This one here is from my buddy Rob. There you go, Rob. Michelle Pfeiffer on the cover, but this is the Into the Night soundtrack. And it features a lot of songs by B.B. King. I think this is one of those like partner in crime type movies, or like an action kind of a movie, and there's some capers going on. Once again, I was briefly reading about it. But yeah, I'm not familiar with this soundtrack too much. I think I might have put it on for a spin maybe once or twice. Does have the Four Tops, Marvin Gaye. A lot of bluesy music is on here. Of course, if you can see that, it is a gold stamped promo copy. That's pretty funny. But yeah, it has I Can't Help Myself, Sugar Pie Honey Bunch, the Four Tops, My Lucille, performed by B.B. King, In the Midnight Hour, B.B. King, and Patti LaBelle is also on here. So Thelma Houston. So more of a blues sounding soundtrack, but kind of an action-packed film to my understanding. So Into the Night. At first, I thought it actually was going to have Benny Mardona's on there with his Into the Night, but that does not feature on this, so I don't believe it is on that soundtrack at all. Not even as like a cameo appearance or anything. So there we go. And then to finish this off, we're going to finish this off with another cop movie. So we went Beverly Hills in the first iteration, the very first soundtrack I showed. And then we are going to look at some Don Johnson and Miami Vice Once again, I have not seen Miami Vice or Miami Vice Part 2. Funny, this has another Glenn Frey track. It's got some Phil Collins, Jan Hammer. Actually, I really like Jan Hammer. So, yeah, what has this got on it here? Of course, we got some pictures of the guys in the movie. One of those, like I said, 1980s classic. So, yeah, You Belong to the City, Glenn Frey, In the Air Tonight, Phil Collins, and then side 2 is all these instrumentals, mainly like scenes from the movie. So the Miami Vice theme, Jan Hammer, Smuggler's Blues, Own the Night, Shaka Khan. And so there you go. The action-packed Miami Vice, Don Johnson, and Philip Michael Thomas. I really gotta watch these movies. But we're gonna end this here. That is the 7th soundtrack for this video. Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. Which of these films have you seen? Which of these movies from the 80s have you not seen? I hope you're not all disappointed in me that I haven't seen these famous films. But hey, I'm not a movie buff. I'm a music buff. And that's what the VC is all about. So there we go. 80s soundtracks. I will be doing a part 3, which is the second half of 80s films I have not seen. If you're new to my channel, leave me a thumbs up. Click the subscribe button. Leave a comment down below. And of course, if you are a returning viewer, always nice to have you on board. And yeah, apologies for not putting out a video there for a few weeks, but just life is busy. Been to some tournaments and things like that. And so I'm hoping to get some videos out in the near future again. So until next time, take care. And I hope that you enjoyed the video. Cheers.